Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a follow-up video to viscosity. Welcome and thank you for sharing my time. Let's jump right in. We're discussing high-pressure boilers. This pertains to stationary engineers, high-pressure boiler operators. If you're just joining us, this is good information to know, review. We have some thunderstorms moving through, so there may be some thunder and lightning, rain on my skylight to deal with as far as sound, noise, and I apologize. Specific gravity. Specific gravity is the ratio of weight given to a volume of a substance to the weight of the same volume of water at a standard temperature of 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So these are my notes from High Pressure Boilers 6th edition, American Technical Publishers. And I'm going to repeat that because that's important to know. It will be on the test, and if not, it's good knowledge. Specific gravity is the ratio of the weight of a given volume of a substance to the weight of the same volume of water at a standard temperature of 60 degrees. A specific gravity less than 1 indicates that the fuel is less dense than water. A specific gravity less than 1 indicates that the fuel is less dense than water. I'm sorry, I should say, and should have said by now, my nose itches like crazy tonight for some reason. This is for artistic and educational purposes only. Basically, I am doing this to help myself retain this information for my next certification and license exam. So as a test prep. The value, in addition to specific gravity, API is also used to describe fuels. The value API is a value used by the American Petroleum Institute, API, American Petroleum Institute, to describe the density of fuel oil. We've discussed fuel oil in a previous video. Fuel oil is a liquid fossil fuel that consists primarily of compounds of hydrogen and carbon, and is produced by distilling crude oil in a refinery, just like the ones we see all along the beautiful Houston Ship Channel. Crude oil is distilled into many products, including gas, diesel, lubricating oils, and many pharmaceuticals, many other materials. Elements present in fuel oil vary in their amounts and include sulfur, nitrogen, arsenic, and phosphorus. Fuel oil may also be called distillate fuel oil. It's called by many names out in the field, but officially for the test, it could be called or known as distillate fuel oil. Same thing as fuel oil. Fuel oil handling. Different grades of fuel oils present different storage and handling problems. Heavier fuel oils must be heated to reduce their viscosities when pumping for transport. Care should be taken to not overheat fuel oils. As overheated fuel oil becomes hotter, the sludge, sediment, and other impurities settle in the fuel oil tank. When residue builds up, the tank must be opened for cleaning. In addition, if the fuel is too hot, it can reach its flash point, which could lead to a fire or explosion. When receiving a fuel oil delivery, care must be taken to prevent spills. Some fuel oil tanks are filled using gravity, although pumping fuel into the tanks is much faster. The tank vent line must be clear of debris to prevent pressure buildup, which could result in fuel being blown out of the vent and fill incoming lines or outgoing lines, for that matter. Boiler rooms with furnaces that burn fuel oil must have the proper type of fire extinguishers placed in strategic locations. Automatic fire suppression systems are also common in boiler rooms. We have automatic fire suppression system in my boiler room. Boiler room. Foam, carbon dioxide, or dry chemical extinguishers should be used on fuel oil fires. If a fuel oil spill occurs, it should be cleaned up immediately, and all fuel oil rags should be disposed of properly. We'll go through a few more fuel types. Natural gas is a colorless and odorless combustible gas that consists mainly of methane and small quantities of ethylene, hydrogen, and other gases. An odorant is added to make leaks easy to detect. Natural gas is often simply referred to as gas. Natural gas is found in oil fields and coal fields and can be recovered from shale fields. It burns cleaner than other fuels, causing less pollution, and to comply with environmental regulations, natural gas is being used more frequently than fuel oil. We use natural gas. Natural gas heating values. Natural gas has a BTU content that ranges from 950 BTUs per cubic foot to 1,050 BTUs per cubic foot. Because the BTU content of natural gas varies, heating values are expressed as a standard measurement called a therm. A therm is a unit used to measure the heat content of natural gas and is equal to 100,000 BTU. The heating value of natural gas is determined by using a gas calorimeter or by a chemical analysis of the gas. Natural gas handling. Natural gas is very explosive. Natural gas received from the supplier must be regulated for use in either low pressure or high pressure gas burners. All natural gas lines and controls should be tested for leaks by using gas leak detectors. Vent lines from regulators, reducing valves, or governors must be piped out of the boiler room to an area where they can be discharged safely. NFPA 54, National Fuel Gas Code, regulates the procedures and equipment used for the handling of natural gas. It requires the use of air and or inert gas when purging gas lines, and it also requires that the purged gas be vented outside if possible, and that combustion gas detectors be used. So, we covered fuel oil handling, specific gravity, natural gas heating values, natural gas handling. Do we want to get into coal, or should we save this for another video? This is another fuel and we're at 9 minutes. Coal is a solid black fossil fuel formed when organic material is hardened in the earth over millions of years. Coal for firing steam boilers is fed using pulverized coal. Coal for firing steam boilers is fed using pulverized coal or stokers. There are several types and classifications of coal that must be understood, and also since coal is a solid fuel, there are handling issues that must be managed in order to successfully use coal. Coal types. Coal commonly used for boiler fuel include anthracite coal and bituminous coal. Anthracite coal, commonly known as hard coal, is geographically old coal that contains a high percentage of fixed carbon and a low percentage of volatile matter. Volatile gas is the gas given off when coal burns. Anthracite coal burns more cleanly than bituminous coal, soft coal. Bituminous coal, commonly known as soft coal, is a geologically young coal that contains a low percentage of fixed carbon and a high percentage of volatile gas. Lignite, another form of coal, is used almost exclusively as fuel for electric power generation. Lignite coal, commonly known as brown coal, is geologically young coal that contains a low percentage of fixed carbon and a very high percentage of volatile gas and moisture. Lignite coal is rarely used in smaller boilers for fuel combustion, or for fuel, basically. That's true. Heating values. The heating values for coal commonly, we should cover this as well. The heating values for coal commonly used in boilers vary considerably depending on the type of coal. Hard anthracite coal has a heating value of 12,700 BTUs to about 13,600 BTUs. Typical soft bituminous coal has a heating value of about 11,000 BTUs to 13,800 BTUs per pound. Common medium volatile bituminous coal has a heating value of about 14,000 BTUs per pound. So, one more time, anthracite 12,700 to 13,600, bituminous 11,000 to 13,800, and medium volatile bituminous 14,000 BTUs. The content of coal determines its characteristics and furnace requirements. Classification and analysis. Coal is classified according to rank and grade. Coal rank refers to the hardness of the coal. Coal grade refers to the size, heating value, and ash content of the coal. Characteristics of coal must be identified with approximate analysis or an ultimate analysis. Approximate analysis is an analysis used to determine the amount of moisture, volatile gas, fixed carbon, and ash in a coal specimen. And ultimate analysis is an analysis used to determine the elements present in a coal specimen. Coal handling. This is the, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't paying attention to the camera and my nose itches, I'm sorry. When coal is used as the fuel for combustion, it must be stockpiled to meet plant needs. Anthracite coal is safer to stockpile because it's not as susceptible as bituminous coal to spontaneous combustion. I've literally seen this happen on the Ship Channel too. It's kind of cool to watch at night from the wheelhouse of the ship. Characteristics of coal must be identified with approximate analysis. We already discussed that. Coal handling. Bituminous coal having a higher volatile content must be carefully monitored when being stockpiled to prevent spontaneous combustion. Rotating the coal in the stockpile also reduces the chance of spontaneous combustion. I promise I'll trim my nose hairs. From the stockpile, is that authentic? Is that authentic enough or not? From the stockpile, coal is transported into overhead bunkers where the possibility of spontaneous combustion also exists. In addition, the gases given off from the coal bunker are extremely toxic and explosive. The operator should make sure the coal stays dry because wet coal can produce sulfuric acid, which corrodes the plates of the coal bunker. The burning of coal produces residual ash that must be removed and stored for disposal. Various types of conveyors are used to transfer the ash from point to point, where it is generated to the storage point, from point to point. One common type of conveyor consists of a chain with scrapers that drag the ash along to a point where it can be dumped. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. Let's wrap this up. This is a long video. Thanks for hanging with me. We covered specific gravity, fuel handling, natural gas heating values, natural gas handling, coal types, coal classification analysis, coal handling, and we will be talking about alternative fuels in a upcoming video. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Also feel free to donate to help me create more great content like this. I hope you have a positive and productive day tomorrow and a well night's rest tonight. Good night, boiler operators and engineers. You will succeed. Be the best engineer that you can be. Be the best, man. You can do it.